you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lands Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. But before we do so, we're going to slow it down to -3 because we do have 12 players to introduce, and we don't want to miss any of that early action. Starting off with Team 1 in the Northwest, ending with Team 2 in the Southeast. Starting off with the easternmost player here for Team 1 in Chevy Crimson. It is MSG, a very good ingredient to add to your food. Going first land as a Cybran, and he is a 1700. To his west in Light Oak 10, we have the Calm of Orb going first land as an Aeon. He is the highest rated player in the game at a 1200, and again he is going Aeon first land. In the rear guard air slot here for his team is Signal Runner going first air as a Cybran as well. He is a 1500. He is in Ruby Red, and again he is in the rear guard air slot for his team. To the southeast in Snow White, we have the player of I will rage crit. Maybe he will rage crit, maybe he will not. We'll have to see how his game goes. He is going first land as a UEF, and he is an 1100. The fifth player to introduce on Team 1, it is in Tropical Ocean Blue, Frost Monster. Very fitting color here for Frost. Also, white would have fit it as well, but it kind of gives more of that icy color when it's kind of that little lightish blue color. He's going first air as another UEF here for his team, and he is an 1100. Probably going second air as well as first air, but we'll have to see as time goes on. And the last comm to introduce here on Team 1 is I make war on you. Very interesting way to phrase that. I make war on you going first land as a Cybran. Lots of Cybrans here for Team 1. He is a 1400 and Imperial Gray. And again, he is a Cybran. Possibly going second air. I feel like first land, second air for the most part is pretty much the typical build order for essentially everybody now. Except for, those maps where you start off with Navy or whatever the case may be. I feel like that's usually the build order for essentially everyone. But for Team 1 side of things, for the racial makeup, we have 3 Cybrans, 2 UEF, and an Aeon. No Seraphim here for Team 1. Starting off here in the southwest position here for Team 2 in orange, the color orange. Not to be confused with the fruit. Of course, we have Scuzz going first land as the Seraphim faction. First Seraphim on his team and in the game to be introduced. He is a 1500, and again, he is in orange, the color orange. To his east in Pac-Man yellow, we have Gamer9 Triple X going first air as an Aeon. He is a 1400, and again he's going first air. To his north and UEF here for his team, we have Riot Guys going first land, second air. There goes that typical build order. As I mentioned, he is in Rust. He is a 1200, and again he is UEF. In the rear guard air slot here for his team, we have Alfie 123 going first land as an Aeon in Barbie Pink. And again, he is a 1500. To his north in Emerald Green, the highest rated player on Team 2, it is BRS DCCC 97. Going first land, second air as a Seraphim. I do like the coloring with the kind of Emerald Green, and it looks like kind of a... I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell what the secondary color because the Seraphim like to match their environment. And it's more of a grayish green more than an actual like green. I know that makes sense to some people, but again, I do like how that kind of accents it a lot better. Again, he is a 1900 as a Seraphim going first land, second air. And last but not least, already on the move here at 2 minutes in this game going northward in glow in the dark green, we have Raw Legit going first land, second air as another Seraphim here for his team, and he is a 1700. So for Team 2 side of things, we have 3 Seraphim, 2 Aeon, and 1 UEF. No Cybran for Team 2. So no Telemazer nonsense, no Monkey Lords, none of that nonsense. And for Team 1, no YOLOs, no Awasher Bombers, and no Zooies. Let's take a look at the reclaim here. Currently on the map for 12 players. Handy little calculator. In the north, we have 20,000 reclaim. That's a pretty nice chunk of reclaim, but of course, for 12 people, it goes from being a nice chunk of reclaim. So let's say even 10 people. With 12 people, it makes it about 1.5 maybe? K mass. Trying to do mental math in my head. Yeah, that would be 1.1 1.6. 1.6? Yeah, it's about maybe 1.6. Anyways, so, I mean, a decent amount of mass. Not a whole lot of mass, but still, I mean, again, something is better than nothing. Of course, it had to be evenly distributed, but that's a conversation for later, of course. In terms of mass point layouts, there's a nice amount of mass here in this upper plateau, and even in this lower plateau area, we do have a couple of mass points. We do have a couple of orders and a distance build coming on the way here for the westernmost player of Team 2, Scuzz. We do have a little pond for players to hide in as well. A couple of ponds in the northeast corner as well. The northeast corner doesn't have a lot to offer. It does have tri-mech positions here that both players will scoop up very quickly. But there's not really a lot of this is the place where people will fight over kind of thing. And the unfortunate thing is for players in this kind of north, middle, west, whatever the heck you want to call this, there is a nice ridge over here which is very optimal for a couple of artillery to just kind of line the edge and just bombard. So is it the best situation to be in? No. Is it some mass? Yes. So it's, I mean, it will be fought over, of course, but I feel like the players on the ridge line have a bigger role to play in securing this lower plateau area. We do see a drop coming out from Team 1's Orb, going for this southern position here, trying to grab at least probably this giant 138 rock and then a couple of the smaller rocks. There is one mass point. One mass point isn't bad, but it's not something to, you know, die over kind of thing. But I think that's all of the introductions and all of the things to go over for this map. Let's speed it up back to 0. And let's get this party started, shall we? We do see, again, that drop actually continuing on, going eastward. Most of the forces drop to contest this one here against BRS. That engineer, I felt like, well, maybe he didn't drop. Maybe he decided against it. I don't know. I thought he was going to drop there. I don't see that engineer anymore. Maybe it was killed off? I don't think so. I think it was just decided on going here as instead. We do see a PD to establish a nice foothold. We do see a couple of facilities coming online here for BRS, so it's going to be a fight between the highest rated players here in this upper plateau section near Team 2's front line. We do see that transport getting out of dodge, being chased by a couple of inties here for Team 1. We do see a transport coming out from Team 1's Frost Monster as well, being able to grab up that rock and then that mechs. We do have engineers going to be fighting over this position eventually with a couple of Team 1 facilities. We do see the comm up right, guys, and most of the comms, for that matter, on both teams kind of coming along that, you know, cut down the middle, the line of symmetry as is that a math thing? I think that's a math thing. Oh, no, that's more of a geometry. No, that's a math thing. Geometry is more of a math thing. It isn't more of a, it is a math thing. Anyway, we do see an upgrade going down here for I Make War on You. I probably will say Make War for short. He's going for gun speed and range because he is a Cybran. Frost Monster is pushing forward with his comm, and we do, of course, see Scuzz coming in to try to hold off this dual comm, soon-to-be interception point. We do see Frost Monster actually coming into the southwest section, and this facility did not get finished off due to the fact that there were a couple of units that either got in behind or were dropped in by Team 1's Make War. So this is going to be very annoying for Scuzz to deal with, especially as he's dealing with now another incursion on that westernmost edge. We'll lose that intel installation. That's got to hurt. We've been able to blind his eyes, so Team 2 needs some support on this western side. Map does look very similar to another map I casted a couple of days ago. So if you're doing a double take, that's probably why I did a double take when I first made sure this match was okay to cast. I was like, wait, wasn't this the map? And I'm like, oh no, we don't have the Helm's Deep scenario that we had in that game a couple of days ago. But interception units are on their way. It is Mantis versus Thams. Both units are really good to have. Of course, Mantis have those engineering suites on. Doesn't help against any combat scenarios, but then again does help with getting some upgrades. We do see a transport kind of waiting to drop down, but there are units already from Frost Monster. Going to make it impossible for those units to drop. We do see a drop as well from Alfie. If he's going to drop, that is not going to go well for him. There are units already there, but it does look like he's going to drop here and then here. So it looks like kind of getting this southwestern plateau. There's no mechs up here, but at least establish some sort of facility to establish, again, some sort of presence. But it does look like a couple of units were dropped off with those engineers. Will they drop together? Yes, they will. The Thams are the one that are going to be targeted first. The engineers are going to be fine. There's only a couple of mech marines. Those mech marines? Is he EF, right? So those should be mech marines. Yeah, those are mech marines. And then, so realistically, this drop does get accompanied by multiple players on Team 2. They want to secure the southwestern section. There's a couple of AA guns in the area, but against ground units, that's really not going to fare their way. Those engineers will be killed off, unfortunately, here by Team 1's mech marines. They're not going to survive very much longer. But we do see in the middle of the map, both teams for the southwestern side, both for, let's see, that is Rad Guys and Gamer9, grouping up to establish a foothold here against one player of I will rage quit, so hopefully he doesn't rage quit because it's a 2v1. And still in the middle here at 7.5 minutes, both players, the high-rated players here, just still fighting over this one plateau. Team 1 is at the disadvantage because it's not not vital, but there's a couple of mexes for Team 2 that aren't claimed, obviously because they just got killed off. There's no mexes for Team 1, so it's essentially you're operating at a mass deficit. You're not holding mass against your opponent. You're just kind of being annoying, which being annoying is always good. But in the northeast, we have Com v Com Accent, MSG versus Wild Legit, and it does look like MSG is focusing on the unit. Same thing here for Wild Legit. Both Coms trying to go for that veterancy. One of them already has it in the form of MSG. Wild Legit looking for his burst metal to pin onto his jacket, vest. Chest? I think I'll say chest. I think that makes more sense. But it does look like Raw Legit is being pushed back by a bunch of Medusa. MSG's Calm is being pushed back, but Raw Legit himself, in terms of influence, infrastructure, is being pushed back. He does have a couple of mexes up here, but those will not last very long under the might of Team 1's players of MSG. Do you see a couple of players here for Team 2? For Team 1, kind of just hanging out. You know, it's Orb and Signal Runner. Maybe they're just, you know, shooting the breeze or playing some tic-tac-toe or something just to kind of hang out. The Calm of BRS is on the front lines and is pushing eastward, trying to secure a front line over here. And then maybe we'll come and assault straight in, but he does have this facility to deal with first. More engineers brought forth to spam up some PD and more facilities here for Orb. I just feel like this is just a lost cause at this point. There's a lot of, you know, enemy fire coming in from BRS. A lot of mass is just being, I wouldn't say wasted, but being annoying. But Scuzz is defeated by Make War. Looks like Make War was just pushing him very heavily. It looks like there was also units nearby as well. At least they assisted with taking him out. But that, yeah, all the way back here, just really just demolishing Scuzz's front line. Everything being handed over to Gamer9. There is a nice incursion here. Well, nice, not really incursion, more land battle going between both teams. And it looks like it's dead even for right now. Not really a lot going one way or the other. It does look like Orb did land over here as well. So Orb just being annoying, grabbing these upper plateau sections, kind of just being a just dropping in comms like ODST from the Halo franchise. We do see Make War again. It's very far forward, almost 10 minutes in this game, building a facility probably for engineers. And this facility will be taken out, but it will take a minute. The comm is prepared for any incursions, and it's actually on a transport. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do, because if some ASF do notice him, he is dead on arrival. We do see T3 is on the cards here for Alfie, and T3 is almost on the cards here for Signal Runner. He's a little bit further behind. He has a lot more T1 ASF, not ASF, but air facilities being ready to pump out some units. He was more focused on the really early air game. Reinforcing units coming in from Rad Guys to help assist Gamer9, actually dropping his comm far forward to help assist with defense. But this is a lot of units. He's got to be cautious. He has gun and he has range and speed, not the advanced range. So will be doesn't have the Aeon sniper comm, which a lot of Aeons would go for. Unfortunately, here in the north, we have a PD out of range of these T1 units and of the facility as well, which means this is not going very well here for Rad Guys here in the middle. The BRS did shove not Outlook, but Orb, thinking about work, in the middle, so he's dealt with that upper plateau facility. But MSG being, this might be it's close. 1,600 hit points and dropping very quickly. Will he get out of range of that PD? 200, 300. Will he get out of range? Oh, he does not. That is a calm death here. It's a murder-suicide situation here. MSG defeats We're all legit before the transfer is complete. And it does go to a 5v4 in favor of Team 1, but it does drop again. We have Gamer9 being defeated by Make War. Looks like he overestimated his abilities or something. I don't know what that was about. He wasn't on a transport or anything. He might have just been beaten down by the units outbound here from Make War. I did make a comment that was a lot of units to deal with. Reinforcements did not arrive as quickly as they hoped. Pings are going down to attack I Make War here in the southwest. We need the Team 2 needs some gunships. T2 gunships are nearby, and some have been transferred over to BRS. There's not really a lot of AA in the area, so kind of a missed opportunity there. Calm 50% says Right Guys. Right Guys is trying to assist with that as well, incoming with some PD. The gunship was taken out, did take up a lot of the AA though. More Spectres are being thrown, and a strap bomb as well. I think this might be the end of I Make War. There is a T2 Stinger nearby, not enough to carry a comm, but some assistance. Bomb is inbound. ASF is on its tail though. That's not going to go well for that strap bomb. We're not really going to get anywhere. Trying to get out from behind. Oh, and it's dead anyways, so no air, says we're all legit. Yeah, there was one bomber, but it was immediately destroyed. There is a transport nearby here for Team 1's Make War. Starlifter is inbound. Looks like it was transferred over by one of the UEF players. I Make War will get on board and get out of there unless some ASF come and kill him off. There are no really ASFs, and they're over here busy with the enemy ASFs. And Team 1 is pushing against this middle section here against BRS. It is a 5v3 at the 13-minute mark. That is a lot of units. It's a lot of comms to be down here. The game does last a little bit over an hour. It does kind of indicate how the match is going to go. It's not going to be a very one-sided match, at least for now. Everything does get transferred over to Right Guys in the west, so he's going to take over the western approach, and it looks like BRS will take the middle and eastern approach. But he has done a lot of work here going after those structures once built by MSG. He's no longer alive. He took too much arrows to the knee, if you know what that is from. Most people know what reference that's from. But we do see a couple of facilities now just bombarding the lower sections of the map just with these fervors. And I was mentioning this earlier on, the ridgeline making, quick work of whatever's down there, because units kind of hard to shoot back on the things at the ridgeline. And those units coming in for Team 1, Snow White player of I Will Rage Quit is not rage quitting and is just shoving everything into his enemy's face. And now I Make War just saying, Control A and just move order, taking everything out. It's all T1. I don't see any T2, at least at first glance. He's more focused on spamming up units. He's killed 2 comms, to be fair, so he's done a lot of work for his team, and that's why he's had to retreat, because he knew he was very far forward. T1 PD. There's raw legit. Yep, need some PD to help deal with this. T2 PD is nice for units that don't move that fast. And they do one-shot a lot of these Mantis, but the PD is going to get overwhelmed here pretty soon. The T2 PD also nice for longer range engagements versus short range like the Mantis are doing. They're taking out anything and everything. Taking out the engineers mainly to take out build power and support, but the gunships nearby will be able to deal with this push quite handily. One ASF is coming in to intercept those gunships, and interceptors from Team 1 have done the same thing as well. Team 2 looks like they have the better amount of ASFs, at least, of course, not counting what's in the north. And a strap bomber going to target these units. Units inbound from BRS have gotten all the way into the rear of what was once MSG's base. This T2 Mechs looks like it will be killed off here. So again, a lot of mass point assassinations on the northeast corner for Team 2. So in terms of mass per second, we have Team 1 and Team 2 essentially at about 600 mass each. We do see the column of Right Guys completely surrounded. They aren't going for the kill. Takes out a nice group of pillars there without overcharge. Right Guys needs to get out of there. Doesn't have gun, doesn't have anything. Just by himself with one veterancy. And these units are being kind of hemmed into a similar situation with the Helms Deep kind of from a couple of days ago, but a lot of units are able to traverse some of the mountain sections, so not really the same scenario. And a lot of focus is on the southwestern side. It looks like Team 1 wanting to punch through on that side. Team 2's Right Guys has now T3 Air under his command. And it does look like in order for Team 2 to come back in this game, they either need a lot of land or they need a lot of air. That's honestly their only option, to be fair. But that's their essentially only option. Looks like some transport were killed off. Not really a huge issue. It's annoying if he was planning on using them for something, but not the biggest thing. Team 2's BRS is winning in the northeast, so not a total loss so far here for Team 2. Team 1 definitely in the lead here in terms of course, comms left alive, percent of the map control. T3 on the cards here for Frost Monster, and has a missile, back missile. Very interesting. Maybe he'll move to this position. There is a Omni radar very far forward here for his team. You can see everything in the ring, of course, in the red ring, and can see essentially the entire map, except for a tiny little bit in the northeast corner. So, very well-placed radar. Good job here for Team 1's Signal Runner. I think it was built actually by a Cybran, and he is Cybran, so that would make sense. Sometimes other players build the Omni for somebody, and then they transfer it over due to power constraints. It does soak up a lot of power. I think it's, what, 1,000? 2,000. It's 2,000 power. But the attack in the south commences once again. More PD have been established in more Team 1 facilities with a couple of shields to help stave off the incoming threat. Again, T2 PD, not necessarily the way I would go. There are now T2 units, these actually pillars, not rhinos, thought they were rhinos, but they are pillars. Those pillars get underneath the shield and take that out very quickly. We have Mantis trying to come in on the north and south side, trying to split up that firepower. There's not really a lot of, well, anything here besides those PD, and so this facility might go down. There is a Restorer nearby, not known for its air-to-ground weaponry, but against T1 units, it shouldn't be too bad, and it will be able to stave off interceptors, at least at the bare minimum. Drop bomber here for Team 1 Signal Runner, assassinating some mass against Rag Guys here in the middle. ASF's running in. Nice bomb here by that strap bomber, taking out a lot of those defenses for Team 1's Make War units to push in even further and better, so great job on that. Even if the strap bomber got killed, that is a lot of units that strap bomber saved in the long run. Team 2 is not looking good here. Everyone, a lot of influence has been diminished here. Look at this. They pushed Team 2 back all the way, essentially past the 50% mark in terms of the vertical cut down the middle. We don't see... we do see that missile being used. It doesn't have a lot of range. It can hit some things. He does need to move up, again, to at least this position. Get underneath the shield, and he can hit... I think he can hit the main base for BRS. It'd be a great positioning here for him. Just some advice here for Frost Monster. You want the range as best you can. Of course, TMD will be built, but you got to use it while you got it. Of course, now I have that visual glitch down there, and that's going to be annoying me for a little bit. Gun damage and range going on the way here for Right Guys. He has T2 as well, so more hit points on that commander. We are approaching the 20-minute mark in this game. Team 1, 5 players left. Team 2, 3 players left. Half of their APM and, alive players are gone. In terms of mass per second, we have Team 1 leading by a decent margin, at least 100. That might be at least reclaim related, at least a little bit, but it does look like it is pretty much genuine. Almost a little over 200 mass per second more for Team 1. And of course, the map percentage control is favoring Team 1 as well. So let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win. Of course, hit that share button, share it with your friends. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Lots of buttons to push, a lot of letters to type if you want to comment. And again, I appreciate your comments. I do read them. I read all of them, at least the ones that I catch. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm pretty good at it. And I usually respond within 24, at least a minimum 24 hours, if not 12 or so. Depends on work, depends on what else is going on. But again, thank you so much for those that do wait for my response. I do appreciate it. And yes, I do read your comments. And yes, I do, of course, appreciate it. We have T2 units inbound here encircling the comm of Orb here. This could be a great comeback move here for Team 2's BRS. Orb is, again, not super far forward. Has T1, not T1, but shield as well. That's a lot of Ilshis to chew through, though. Let's see if this army can do a whole lot. I'm going to go to cinematic mode just to kind of get a nice little view on this. Ilshis are moving southward while the comm is moving northward. If the Ilshis are not paying attention, that is a huge missed opportunity for killing off Orb. Overcharges going in, taking out Ilshis by the 10s or the 1s. We have some bricks chasing those Ilshis as well. That's probably why they're moving south. But this frontline position has been taken out for Orb. His comm will be saved in the end. But at what cost? Of course, we have some sniper bots coming in to intercept those bricks. Those bricks were going to have to be pushed back as well. And as I said before, those bricks, yeah, they are tough. We have a lot of Ilshis, and they chew those bricks pretty nicely. You can see the hit points falling, especially with the sniper shots from Team 2's sniper bots from BRS. This is a great grab here by Team 2's BRS. He's almost encircled the entire upper plateau section up here. I don't know. No, it's too rigid to walk up that side of the mountain here. But a couple of T2, let's see, he has Nothas. So T2 Nothas would be very nice choice for taking out this facility. A couple of bombers inbound do take out one of the sniper bots, if not two of them. And that chicken is very far forward. This chicken is nearby for protection. That chicken is very, very aggressive. Will it work out? We'll have to see. Strap Bomber being used very aggressively without any support. Team 1 flaunting their abilities to just throw a Strap Bomber at a problem and deal with it. And they are still forcing back Team 2 on this southwestern side, trying to establish a forward facility here for Right Guys, but there's a lot of Team 3 units in the form of these Loyalists. Two of them do get overcharged by the comm. The comm is going to have to retreat. One PD was established. It's going to die very quickly. More T2 pillars are on their way to assist. It does look like I Make War will have to retreat for now, but this side, again, very vulnerable. We even have T3 Loyalists back here as well, assassinating more mass points. Team 2 is bleeding everywhere in terms of mass. Team 1 at 1.2. Team 2 hasn't really moved that much at 750. Team 1 has the advantage. They have the map control, at least for the most part. We do see the chicken pushing forward with little to no resistance here. ASF's coming in to support it. We have more link hammers being established here on this upper plateau to help just go after that chicken, but there's not a lot of support. The ASFs, of course, are nearby for Team 2, so this might be very bad. Orb has to retreat. There is a transport. He could just go onto that and move, but he's worried about those ASFs, of course, which, to be fair, is a good thing to fear, because if the transport goes down, so does he. Gunships are being brought forth. There's a couple of the Stingers. They don't do a lot of damage, but they do a decent amount. I'm just going to try to click to get rid of that stupid glitch. There we go. Most of the Stingers are dealt with. The first pass. Chicken is pushing forward. PD being spammed up in this base here for Team 1's Orb. And I don't know if Team 1 got a little complacent, but this chicken is going to hurt. Shield for the Aeon are not great. And even if this dies here, there's a lot of T3 mass points. A couple of them haven't even been upgraded, which is very weird. But this is going to hurt. There is one brick in behind this chicken, but it's just going to sit here and take everything out. Take out the P-gens, take out the mass points, take out everything. The chicken will probably die there due to the incoming support from multiple teammates, or at least multiple locations at the minimum. And that has kind of slowed down Team 1 a little bit. The southern section, not so much. But the northern section has really just kind of slowed to deal with this. A second chicken is inbound, and a third chicken has now been established. He is just lining up those chickens. He does not care. Look at those Nothas, like I mentioned earlier. And those ASFs are swirling this chicken. The chicken will fall. We'll take out some bricks in the process, but does look like this base for Orb will be taken out very quickly here. Lots of juicy targets, couple of T2 and T3 mexes, couple of bricks, lots of stuff going to go up in smoke here. Team 1 going to lose a decent amount of mass, but of course once they take out once the Iron Storm goes away, at least they'll be able to scoop up the mass. There's another chicken inbound though, and with little to no defenses, there is a Monkey Lord in the north, but I will bet on a chicken every day of the week versus a Monkey Lord, at least in a 1-to-1 scenario. Does look like Team 1's Make War has been slowed down a little bit by Right Guys. Looks like he's resorting to fire-based tactics and going for spamming of the missiles. He does have a lot of T3 units though, so Team 2's Right Guys has to be very cautious of this, or he can be easily swarmed. And as I say something, of course, that's when the army is on its way. Of course, PD going to do what it can, but against those 3,000 hit points of each of those Loyalists, it is not looking good. Right Guys going to face them here. This might be another comm kill at 25 minutes in this game. Right Guys is going to move northeastwardly to avoid. Oh, he's actually going to stop. He should actually just keep going. But he's going to be overwhelmed very quickly. I don't see him getting out of this anytime soon. A lot of those units are being EMP'd by the Loyalists. All the focus is going down to Right, guys, he's got to move. Where are you going? I don't think you can EMP the comm. Maybe you can. He gets a nice rank and veterancy, though, that will stave off damage for a little bit. But that is it. He is DED. Gets another rank and veterancy at the last second, but that is the comm of Right Guys down. It is now a 5v2 in favor of Team 1 here at 25 minutes in this game. Chicken is assaulting the eastern base against Team 1's orb, and we'll actually get a nice amount of work done. There's only a couple of PD so far. It looks like they're going to spam some up, but a lot of engineers were killed off in that one explosion. And another chicken coming into pincer maneuver against this base. Orb has lost one main base. He's going to lose another. And Gunship's going to go straight after the comm of Orb. ASFs to protect him. ASFs for Team 1's air player of Signal Runner trying to do their best, but that is a lot of T2. And he will just control K himself anyways to kill most of those gunships. Stop making gunships on all on Fatty, says MSG. What? Hold on. Oh. No, start focusing on Fatty, says, who's that? That was MSG. But Team 1 loses their highest rated player, which means that Team 1 is brought down to 4 players left alive. They're still leading the game by more than double the, not more than, but double the players left alive. But a lot of the infrastructure has been taken out by Team 2. And this kind of, again, a huge power vacuum here for Team 1 to either claim, or Team 2 even. We see a lot of effort by Team 2. They're essentially doing what Team 1's I Make War is doing, but we have a nice engagement here from Iowa Range Crit coming in against BRS. We do have a Colossus and a couple of PD being established back here to help stave off more incursions. And this Colossus will do fine, but that's a lot of forces down there for Team 1's I Make War, and he is fulfilling his namesake of I Make War. I do love this. Couple of cruisers, there's a couple of frigates and a couple of AA emplacements, just because why not? It is securing the southwestern section. Team 1 does not have any influence over the northeast, and they are still dealing with this gunships from Team 2. And we have gunships from Team 1's Frost Monster as well. This this Monkey Lord is engaging this chicken. If the Monkey Lord gets close enough, that is not going to feel good. Oh, will he get out of range? I think, oh, he's getting caught in some geometry. Looks like he will get out of range of that Ion Storm. Team 2 just forcing their air down the Team 1's throat. They're keeping their chickens alive. There's another one inbound here, but it's facing off against a Fatty now. That is definitely not what you want to do in that sort of engagement. Another chicken online here for him. Lots of chickens here for BRS. And he's really won this game back here for his team. He's not completely out of dodge yet, but he's done a decent job having a lot of momentum on this northern side. Again, having a yin-yang scenario where the northern side fell for Team 1, but the southern side has fallen for Team 2. And we have another Colossus online. Definitely will be enough to hold off this incoming push out from these loyalists. We have some lines of PD here as well. If there was more bricks, maybe I would side with the bricks, but just loyalists, no, it's not enough. Just a lot of reclaim here for Team 2. Speaking of reclaim, let's see how much mass is currently on station. We have 174,000, so within less than 30 minutes, we have almost 200,000 mass on the field. A lot of it in the south and a lot of it in the north. Some of it kind of sprinkled throughout the middle, but essentially just the north and southern poles of the map. Those Colossus are going to be used for essentially PD for now. I don't think they'll push against I Make War. His comm is back in his main base. A lot of his facilities were control K'd, focusing on one T3 facility. I think we see Signal Runner retreating to Frost Monster's base, fearing some incursion by some chickens. Definitely a good thing to fear. We see a SMD built by Team 1 Signal Runner. Maybe he's prepping for something. A nice clean camera base here. One battery, 1, 2, 3, 10 clean cameras. That is a lot of firepower, and they're all surrounded by PGens. That is a lot of firepower, and they fire very quickly, especially with that many on station. Team 2, are you doing anything fancy so far? Looks like they're just going for a bunch of energy production. And I think it doubles it, right? Once this one is finished, I think it doubles it. Yeah, it does double the production, which is, you know, it saves space if you care about saving space. But in a map like this, when there's only 2 players left on Team 2, I don't really think they're worried about space. But a column of Perseus are on their way, and the Colossus are not really in the best position to deal with this. There is a couple of engineers being produced to help build some more defenses in the form of T3 Ravagers. But the Colossus is going southward. There it goes. Now it goes northward. A couple of mechs will be killed off, though. Those were going to happen anyways, regardless if the Colossus went the right direction the first time. The Perseus, I don't know if it's enough to rip through one experimental here. The Colossus, it does look like the Perseus will go after the Colossus directly, especially after the fact that there's no Ravager fire nearby. We have some Cougars being able to take out some air forces nearby. There is another Colossus inbound to the west, and this is now, again, provoked Team 1's Make War to move on the southward side while the Colossus are busy with the Perseus. Unfortunately, that walk is pretty short, and all those units are dealt with, and they now need to move southward, in which they are doing as we speak. Colossus going to move as well. So 3 Colossus for Team 2 down south. Now a forward operating base. No, I'm surprised there's not a forward operating base, just for some reclaim at least. 2 fatties now established here for I Will Rage Quit as his own SMD. Do they have a nuke planned? Because there's multiple players with SMD. Usually kind of do a little bit of both when you do that. Lots of Nothas build up here for BRS. Maybe he's looking for a sniper attempt here at 31 minutes in this game. 2 fatties are pushing forward. ASF trying to get a nice readout and trying to force back those ASFs for Team 1. The Nothas are inbound. The ASF will push once again. I feel like Team 1 is aware of that, and they are. They have a lot of vision due to that boost there in the middle. ASFs will engage. Nothas are inbound. A couple of them will die en route, but a lot of them will make their targets. They're going after the air grid, it looks like. And what is their main target exactly? Maybe just a couple of P-gens. Yep. Taking out a couple of P-gens. Takes out one of them. Takes out another one. One of them was reclaimed, though. The Cascade does not affect that one. But it does look like SAM sites will be built instantaneously almost. Taking out this one P-gen that just needs one. I think bomb will be enough. Yep, there it is. Takes out more P-gens. The northern half of the air grid is gone. The southern half still exists, but Team 1 will be hurting after that. Your GCs can kill this, says Raw Legit. Yeah, well, let's see. There's 3 of them. What's here? That's a lot of loyalists. Yeah, I believe that. If again, maybe it's gonna be close. I feel like if these were bricks, definitely the bricks win. But the loyalists have half the HP, more than half of the HP of the bricks, and it's especially with the 3rd Colossus inbound. That's not really gonna go Team 1's way. They need to be a little bit more aggressive with this. The Monkey Lord is barely in range with its secondary fire. We do have more bricks coming in to assist as well, so it does look like the attack will commence, but they are going to get ripped through pretty quickly. Loyalists are just going to be chewed up by those lasers. Not going to feel well here after a beating by an eye laser. We do see a couple of T2 miasmas fighting this base for BRS. As a T2 air facility producing Nothas, that will not stay online very much longer. We have chickens in the east kind of just hanging out with T2 support. Don't see a lot of Authams, though. Does look like BRS kind of skipped that phase and went straight for Ilshis. Not straight for Ilshis, still straight for chickens. Kind of an interesting. You would think that at this stage, 33 minutes in, you would see some T3 support on the ground, but just T2 as of right now. Very interesting. In the south, we have a Billy Nuke, so it does look like Team 1's, let's see, was that Frost Monster? Does have the Billy Nuke upgrade for that missile launcher, but it doesn't really do a whole lot, at least against these Colossus, and they are ripping through that front line. The revenge for Team 2's is not old, but fallen heroes is occurring here, and it's just going to rip through all of these defenses, all of these engineers, all of these T1 and T2 facilities. We even have units from Frost Monster going to get killed off as well. Lots of veterancy here for all of these Colossus. 1 at 5, 1 at 3, and 1 pretty close to 2. So very repped up. 150,000 hit points in 1 Colossus is a lot of hit points. SMD made a comment by MSG. Yep, it is next to power facilities, so very, very volatile. They are building a strategic missile launcher as well. And I feel like Team 1 kind of already has that countered pretty much with some already established SMDs. We have 1 here, 1 back here. We have 1 in here as well as a backup for the west. So Doesn't look like they're going to get to any of the more vital bases. There is this one they could go after, as well as this one. Maybe we'll see an artillery placed here by I Will Rage Quit, but it is... Well, actually, that's not I Will Rage Quit. Looks like that might be from Signal Runner, possibly, just due to the fact that it's Cyber and not UBF. The air grid has been rebuilt by Signal Runner, so he's producing more and more facilities as we speak, and more ASFs to counter the ASF horde growing for Team 2. And he really doesn't have a lot of facilities. He just has 5, which isn't as many as you would think he would have at this stage, but maybe he's focused on more land production. And again, those Colossus are engaging. One of them is going to fall here due to some just over incumbents with a bunch of firepower and whatnot. We are seeing those governors throwing their missiles at those experimentals. When the Colossus stop, missiles do hit them, of course, because they're stopped. But they've been very, very far pushed back. Everything is gone. The only thing left is Frost Monster's southwestern corner. But this is not looking good here for Team 1's I Make War. Frost Monster's comm is retreating as we speak for obvious reasons. We do see I Will Rage Quit still pushing on this southern side with the support of the artillery. If this Colossus doesn't move, that is a lot of damage. You can see the hit points. They aren't dropping super crazily because the miasmas, they're not perfect in terms of artillery. No artillery is perfect, but, you know, the AoE makes up for it from the miasmas. So very good at taking out shields. Very, very annoying. Very similar to the T3 Emissary and how it functions. T3. Oh, land headquarters. Got to take that out. Does Team 1's Frost Monster have a backup? No, he doesn't, so he would lose access. I think that's his only ground facility, though. Or land facility, specifically, not ground. Oh, he does take it out. Nice efficiency. They are both at 5 stars or 5 whatever those are. Whatever those little Aeon symbols are. This Colossus is down into the yellow, taking a lot of unnecessary damage. It does look like Team 1's Rage Quit has been able to push back at least a little bit of BRS with the, of course, the assistance from those Monkey Lords. Mazer and Cloak kill Experimental. I think that's what Rage Quit is doing, but it does look like another Billy Nuke is launched at those Colossus, and the Colossus do not care. They're killing tons of mass. Team 2 needs to capitalize on this and scoop up everything. There's a lot of mass to scoop up. Look at this. There's 20,000 right here. Let me zoom in on a little bit more. Another like 14,000 there. 10,000 here. That's a lot of mass. To funnel that into some artillery, I would assume. But now bricks are being called forth to defend with some of these loyalist assistants. Loyalists kind of look like T3 Mongeese. That's what they remind me of. They work, I mean, kind of similarly. They look similar at least. The Loyalists do get in behind the Colossus, and now the Colossus is going for the T3 facilities, trying to reduce the incoming amount of units. Billy Nuke incoming once again. Will it kill off some teammate Loyalists? It might even kill off a GC. Almost into 1,000 more. Some of those do get singed. A lot of facilities are being chewed through. The Colossus from Team 2's Alfie just don't care. They're just getting full sent it. And however they get, or however far they get is however far they get. I think Team 2's Alfie goal is to push back Team 1 as far as he can and then just kind of just say, okay, well, that's far enough. That's as far as they got. I can now come in and scoop up the mass, scoop up the reclaim and all that, and then just move forward. We have a nice army here in the middle with 3 Fat Boys. They are producing units on their backs, or at least 2 of them are. I think they are in... No, this one's Cougar. This one is also Cougar. So 2 Cougars constantly being produced. All of that AA support. The only thing to really annoy this is just a bunch of Team 1 units in terms of those bombers. And there are some ASFs just flying around. Those look like the Colossus has said, I've had enough. I'm going to retreat now. And again, still, look at the damage. Look how far back Team 1's front line is. Pushed all the way back to essentially where the beginning of the game was. Cloaking on the cards here for Make War. He's going for laser as he's gone for laser already. So he's going to be very aggressive with it. As long as Team 2 doesn't have an Omni nearby, he should be fine. Which, speaking of which, do they have? There's one right here. How? Oh, he'd have to get right here, which I don't think he's going to get that close. If he does, that's his own prerogative. But I don't think he should push that far in with his comm alone. And Team 1 has been in the driver's seat for a lot of this game, taking out a lot, half of the players before 20 minutes on Team 2. That's a lot of APM, a lot of, management capabilities, all of that just really quickly. And that has, unfortunately, had the side effect of giving a lot of mass into the hands of, two players, specifically BRS at almost 900 mass himself versus Signal Runner and Rage Quit at 400, almost 500 for him. And Frost Monster a little bit over 400. Team 1 still in the driver's seat, or still in the lead with mass per second, but almost 900 mass a second just by yourself. That is a lot of mass. We do see a nice little satellite, and he's using that mass to build a YOLO. And that is the danger of handing a bunch of mass to a megalomaniac as he funnels it into a giant project, which is this. Shield emitter has been destroyed. Does look like the laser will have to recharge. Isn't enough. But will it be enough? Looks like the laser will charge fast enough, and it is moving out of range. Oh, missed opportunity. There's a T3 being built. Team 1 will obviously know of the YOLO, of course, because this thing has Omni on board. And those are not going to puncture those shields, at least not on their own. More and more shields. Love to see this. More and more shields being established here for BRS. Saying no. No. We see I Will Rage Quit is pushing with a support of a couple of monkeys. Would like to see Signal Runner just hand these off to Rage Quit just so he can manage them a lot better. But this force is incoming and is not stopping a lot of T3 units. We have a lot of Percy's and a lot of AA. Kind of surprised to not see any parashields though, but still, all the AA is very good. Chef's kiss. That is a lot of anti-air capabilities. 30, if you don't count the one over there. Lots of AA. We do have Frost Monster. Looks like he's pushing eastward or flying eastward to get in range of something, at least on the southeastern section. The YOLO, I repeat, the YOLO at 40 minutes is done. And more shields are being built. Need more shields this way. But a lot of PD, a lot of PD. The telemaser comms are not going to work here. You might have a couple seconds to react, but I don't think that'll be enough. Teleporter is on the way here, and he's going for it as I'm... Oh, no. He's going for Alfie's comm. Alfie is nearby. He has no protection. There is a nuke, and it is loaded for him. Oh, it's not going to feel good for Team 2. They're going to lose their second to last player. Okay. I know I saw a YOLO nuke. It is inbound for the army. Oh, nice PD defense nuke. Oh, takes out a lot of support. The comm is inbound. Alfie is running away as quickly as he can. T1 PD being established. But I think Alfie is dead on arrival. So is the comm of I Make More. It is a murder-suicide situation. The SMD is online and the nuke is still online. The nuke was released at the last second. Team 2 is down to one player. 41 minutes in this game. And that is the highest rated player on their team, named BRS. This facility to the west for I Make War will be taken out. And now Team 1 has to deal with that giant annoying nuke launcher of a YOLO. 2 lasers now focused on that with an artillery. What is that? Oh, 1 SMD is not enough. Second SMD will take that out. Looks like it is a Duke. I feel like they were talking about Mavor earlier, but I guess not. A lot of SMDs in the rear. And that nuke is going to keep on launching. We have 2 monkeys in the northeast, and we have a couple of Fat Boys in the middle with a Colossus. More Cougars being built off the backs of those Fat Boys, but I don't think that's the best situation. We have those Billy Nukes landing on the shields, not really doing a whole lot, unfortunately. Now we have a chicken forcing the monkeys into the water. We have 1 Colossus being chewed up to bits by Ilshis and Colossus. Does look like they took out the chicken, but they're too close for the Colossus. They're done and dusted. Does look like those shields are starting to fall a little bit, but there is more shields being built. Love to see this. Not only is he supporting some shields, he's also building more. That's definitely the mix of shield. You want some shields, but you also want some support for existing shields. You gotta kind of mix it in. And it does look like this base was taken out by that YOLO. I keep saying Billy Nick for some reason. And it does look like I Will Rage Quit did get singed a decent amount. And he will just control K. Just say, I am out of there. See ya. And is this going to just impact there once again? Yes, it will. Looks like it was just on an attack order. and BRS is focused on other things. Got very quiet all of a sudden. Don't know what that was about. We have Frost Monster just running around trying to get in nice positions. This is very, it's just not a lot of stuff here. We have a monkey being chased by a chicken. We have another monkey waiting in the bay here. YOLOs are not going to stop. It's going to go to the west against that Duke. More SMD are being built. This one's really the only one that's going to be able to stave off the incoming one, but not the next one. I don't think these anti-nukes are going to load fast enough. There is a couple anti-nukes here. They are loading as well. Maybe it'll be enough, but I think... Oh, let me select on signal runners. I think they're barely... The southern one is barely in range to hit it, I think. We'll see. Give me a second. Let's see. Let's check the range. Billy Nuke landing in the distance there. And we'll see what the angle of attack is. Once this base to the west falls for Frost Monster, it's essentially just this northwestern base of the air grid. And let's see, will it be in range? Oh, let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, no. Barely misses it. Oh, even though they're not loaded. They were not loaded. It still doesn't matter. If they were, that would have sucked. Oh, there it goes. The YOLO will land. Kaboom. And will impact again, once again, just because it is on an attack move or attack order. We have a rogue monkey running around here on the eastern side. Unfortunately, a Colossus will come and say no, as well as a chicken will say no. No, sir, you are not allowed to move forward. No. A couple of P-gens do go down. One more does not fall. And a Fat Boy. Look at this. We have 3 of the 4 land experimentals. Well, 3 of the 4 factions. Of course, Team 2 didn't have any Cyberans. We have Billy Nukes constantly landing in the northeast. There are only engineers running around, so not really a huge issue. Team 2 is being attacked, or at least BRS is being attacked in the south by a bunch of those bricks. Not really a lot to fight off against that. There are a lot of PD nearby. Team 1, T2, and T3 alike. It will take a while to chew through all of those hit points. But with the constant YOLO barrages, Team 1 only has one comm with teleport laser nonsense, which is signal runner. It's a 2v1 at 45 minutes in this game. Does look like those SMDs in the middle were able to load fast enough to deal with that nuke. And now we see those bricks have split up. Probably not the, kind of the best thing. Some bricks do get in around the south, but doesn't look like they'll take out much. This base isn't super important to BRS. It's more, the air grid and the eastern sections. But I do think this YOLO is going to land actually further back. It should just take out this position with a couple of SMD that can be annoying. And he wants to attack the ones in the rear. We have 4 loaded, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 4 nukes. We are building a Scathis in the rear for Team 1 signal runner as well. We have more SMD down here. Those fire off. And we have Frost Monster still just running around here. Looks like he's going to land down south over here. Does look like a couple more bricks do get into the rear. BRS needs to deal with this. Does look like there is one that got away from the Fat Boy. Oh, the brick will die to a Fat Boy. Oh, nope, it'll be scooped. Be scooped up. He says mine. That one is mine. And those Colossus can really scoop them up from pretty far away. Just a couple of gunships, just T2, just to throw at this one brick. This brick will get a lot of value out of it. 1 T3 Mechs will probably die. Yep, will die, and then the next one will die after that, at least at a minimum. So that's 27 mass a second gone. That's 54 total. That's a lot of mass to just lose to 2 bricks. Oh, sorry, 1 brick. Need 2 Tort Bombers here in the water trying to stave off that chicken. Chicken trying to hide in the water. Not really that great against Tort Bombers, especially when you have a Monkey Lord with torpedoes on it as well. Not the best scenario to be in. We have a Colossus just taking a bunch of T2 Renegade fire. That's never a good idea. And the Scathis has been completed. So it's the traditional Scathis versus YOLO. Another Mechs is gone. It's gotta hurt. And the Colossus trying to intercept the brick, but the brick's going to move southward. Another 27 mass gone, and another one will be gone. 108 mass per second gone. And now that Colossus will be running around to try to deal with that brick. The air grid will be fine, but not much after that, though. Does look like the artillery is focused on the western edge. Looks like it's trying to take out the regular nuke launcher. Or maybe the Fat Boy? I don't know what it's going after specifically. YOLO, of course, going over once again. New SMD thrown in to deal with this. Maybe even got a third because it looks like it died off. Before that, T2 Torp Bombers do nothing. Pull the ASF out of position. And the Scath is, yeah, I think it is targeting the Fat Boy directly. Now we have nukes landing on this position here for team. Oh, it's the Billy Nuke, isn't it? Oh, no, maybe it is a regular nuke. Oh, right. Oh, he's down here. No, it is. Okay, that is the Billy Nuke. He has a stealth field very far forward. Very risky play by Frost. Does land. Takes out a lot of the shield capacity, of course. The regular nuke launcher is still alive. Perfectly fine. Not dead yet. The SMD is online as well. It's the only SMD. Oh, there's another one right here. Team 1 could easily spam up some nukes and kill the advanced nuke launcher, the YOLO. ERS is fleeing westward. Don't know where he's going. Maybe building some defenses. He's assisting the Shala, question mark? The Billy Nuke is inbound once again. It's going to impact the shields, but maybe it'll singe the comm a little bit. Will singe the comm a decent amount. That's a third of his hit points just gone like that. Now the Scathus is focusing. Now is the time to hide comm, says MSG. Frost Monster is building some engineering stations, maybe for some of those back missile launchers. Nuke, regular nuke is landing here. Going to take out the... Oh, don't couple that with the... Oh, that's such a waste of a YOLO focusing this position. The regular nuke launcher would have been fine with that. It's got to hurt. But I think we are going to speed it up just to 2 because it is kind of slow. Looks like there is a Continental as well. Kaboom! And then on top of that, gunships try to get out of range. Billy Nuke still landing to the east. The air grid is now exposed. Transport is going somewhere. Where is he going? Nope. He's going over here to the east. Very interesting play. He's being very risky with that. Billy Nuke comm. Maybe more than he really needs to be fair. The air grid is down for Team 2's BRS. YOLO's still chipping away. It looks like this space was taken out as well. All the SMD besides the main ones are being taken out. More of them launching. A lot more support, of course, being thrown at them. Hives as well are involved. At least they should be. Wait, no, this is regular engineers that look like hives.
Strategic launch detected.
Nuke constantly landing. Of course, the Scath, this is the main tool for Team 1. They need to hold out against the YOLO. Looks like the shields are starting to crack around the YOLO, though. More shields are being built, protecting some pigeons as well. Billy Nuke still being annoying and built his own Omni so he could see stuff. Very, very smart play. The ASF have been dealt with for the most part for Team 2's BRS. That's really all they got. Lots of attack missile defenses to protect against Billy Nukes, but he needs more of them, especially on the southern side. More of them are being built in this direction, though, so essentially it's just the YOLO versus the world here in terms of mass. Team 1 winning by almost double, if not double, than their singular opponent of BRS. YOLO coming in once again, being taken out once again. This one has 5. This one has 2. This one has 2. This one has 2. This one has 0. So looks like another. Those look like the SMDs are going to be enough to hold off that YOLO. Monkey Lord inbound from the north. Lots of Corsairs coming in, taking out some T3 mass points. Lots of dam sites with T3 AA being established. There is a Fat Boy and a chicken running around here still for defense. Billy Nuke's landing further south. There are 0 SAMs on his comm. 5 Fat Boys, says Frost Monster. I don't know if he tried to target the experimental itself, but that monkey mode will be dealt with. Taking out whatever infrastructure it can. It's just going to accept its fate here. And there it goes. A lot of red here. A couple of blue, but mostly red. Does look like we have a horde of experimentals on this western side, though. Feels like Team 1's probably distracted with other pursuits. And it does look like Frost Monster is teleporting around, or at least kind of trying to teleport around. But the Continental gets taken. That is the transport here for Frost Monster. He is gone. Luckily, he wasn't on board on that transport, but that is it. He's going to launch a last Billy Nuke, but it is now a 1v1 here, 54 minutes in this game. And that is going to be a nice veterans. Oh, actually, not veterancy, almost veterancy here for that Colossus. It is now a 1v1. It is Signal Runner, a 1500 versus the 1900 of BRS. And of course, everything transferred over. Bunch of spam trying to be thrown at these experimentals. There's 2 chickens, 3 Colossus, and they're just going to run through Team 1. Not a lot of AA, of course, but a lot of annoying things happening. The shield's staying online, but just barely. It looks like a lot of collapse. The other nuke launcher was taken out. The assistant's still heavily focusing the shields around it and building more shields. At least should be building. Yep, building more shields. And loading those nukes. Looks like it's kind of going slow. I'm at 0 speed. But it's not going super slow. It's going normal speed. So maybe he doesn't have a lot of mass. Oh yeah, he only has 300 mass. That's not great for loading those nukes. They are very expensive. Well, not super expensive, but supporting, you know, does cost mass, of course, and energy. Looks like it's only 1 energy though. Interesting. Anyway, where's the fun in that, says Frost Monster. This game could have ended 30 minutes ago, says Royal Legit. I mean, maybe, but, you know, it's still fun. Like, just Royal Legit said, what's the fun in that? Those look like 1 experimental was dead. Where's that? No, 2 chickens still alive. 1 Colossus is dead. There he is. There's still 4 experimentals left. 2 chickens, 1 fully repped up, 1 has 2 veterancy, but has half of its hit points left. 2 Colossus, still pretty much fine. And, of course, the Big Daddy Colossus at 128,000 mass skilled at 5-star veterancy. Tell your teammate to leave them. He's the one that could have won 30 minutes ago. Don't know what comment that's about, but we do have a Colossus for defense. Bricks just kind of destroying everything left. Bunch of TMD. So no more Billy Nukes here for Team 1. More nukes are launching as we speak. He will not stop launching them. Where's he going with this one? Still same target? Still same target. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Just will not stop launching there. I do think there's not a lot of engineers. They are focused over here for a second scat. This, I don't know if that's the right idea. So 6. So let's just say 7, 9, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And I hear the chickens. They are nearby. The Colossus is nearby as well. This could be the most important move of the game. Nuke landing over here. More SMDs over here, surprisingly. Don't know what they're going after. But these couple of experimentals are going to be what makes or breaks this game here at 57 minutes in this game. They're going to go after the air grid. The first Colossus is down. Chicken needs to keep moving. It cannot stop. It needs to keep moving. It needs to take out that air grid. At least take out the power reserves. Something better than nothing. But the Colossus will be the last remaining experimental left, and the monkey going to run straight into it. Colossus doesn't look like it has a lot of left in it, of course. Oh, it won't. Oh, that's. Oh, it's not dead. It's not dead. But it's going to keep going, though. It's going to drop tons of hit points. It's in the red, sub 30,000. Lots of Corsairs around it. That Colossus is down. Not a lot of the air grid was taken out. Ooh, and that might be it for Team 2. Even though they have a YOLO, it's going to be just war of attrition at this point. Going to speed it up back to 2. Ooh. Looks like that was possibly the most important play, at least at this stage in the game. Build nukes up. He has SMD. SMD. I mean, yeah, but are the nuke subs... Well, they might be in range. He's going to support the shields as best he can. He's going to launch them as fast as he can. Lots of support. He needs more engineers, I feel like. More power, says MSG. No, he's fine now. He's had to stop some stuff. But, yeah, it does cost a lot of power to load all these SMDs, though. 1,500 just passively. Not considering assist. Oh, SMDs are the target. He's going to know about that. He's going to have to build up a couple more shielding. Looks like nukes are going to be the way to kill off BRS. Will he build some more shields? Will he not? It is approaching the 1 hour stage in this game. Subcom Brame is the thing at this point. And he is living on borrowed time. I feel like a lot of things still to take out for Team 1. The air grid and the scath is luckily on the same location, but the comms over here to the north. He has nano. That's it. Just more SMDs. Lots of engineers going to spam up some facilities. Oh, but it gets another SMD off of that. That's a nice grab here by that one YOLO missile. A couple of ASF just hanging out down here. Colossus was being built over here.
Strategic launch detected.
And yeah, I'm going to speed this up probably a little bit more, probably to 3, just because don't want to miss any of the action. Engineers running around the map, I think, scooping up a reclaim. Those look like they're taking out other mass points. Trying to diminish the eco here for Team 2. It's going to land here. There's nothing really here, though. Stop. There's I make war. Yeah, he has some aces right here.
Strategic launch detected.
Power air grid, says Frost Monster. It's not that much of a power air grid. There's like a couple P-gens. That's really it. BRS has still 13,000, so, you know, still a decent amount of power left in his tank. Fat Boy just running around doing some patrols. We have T1 units inbound, these mech marines. There's not a lot of PD here, which might be kind of bad, but there is a Fat Boy as well, so that's some sort of PD. We have some ASFs, actually ASFs and spy planes probably going to be produced here pretty soon. Yep. Oh no, they're just going to be spy planes. T3 air facility being hit by some artillery fire. YOLO not stopping, of course. Is it going to drop low, going for those experimentals in the west, maybe? Oh, it's taken out anyway. Maybe he's going to do another land invasion, but he doesn't really have the mass to do that. He only has 350. He really doesn't have the mass to do both. But both players below 1,000 mass per second, though. They've lost a lot of facilities. Shields are starting to crack here. Does look like it is taking a toll on the defenses here for BRS. His column is on the edge of the shielding, and the shields are down. Oh, lots of those emitters are gone. That might be it here for him. Looks like he was having some power issues at the worst moment to have power issues. And the YOLO is not shielded. Takes an artillery to the face, but still has a lot more hit points. He might just control K. He might launch a nuke on himself. That'd be very funny to watch. Come on, do it. Launch a nuke on yourself. No? Okay. That would be very entertaining.
Strategic launch
Saving Private
detected.
DCC, says MSG. He's power stalled. Scouted time to move. Nuke yourself at this point. Ha! Even Rage Quit said it. Ha! GG says BRS. You all good players. Make it painless. Especially MSG and Nuke landing in the west just to see it land. That irony. Well, he's not that much of an irony. Yeah, he was, I think, the first player killed off for Team 1, but still he was a good player. I've seen him in other games. He is a pretty good player. Oh, was he going to nuke himself? Was he going to do it? He's going to do it? No, I don't. Oh, no, he was going to go to the north. But that is it, folks. Team 1 wins it with their last player standing. Last man standing here. 1 hour, 5 minutes, 46 seconds in this game. Hit that sub button. Hit that like button. Comment down below what your favorite moment of the video was. And on to the MVP/MUP Awards. Most Underrated Player of the Game award. I don't feel like anybody was mainly underrated. Frost Monster did a pretty interesting job down here with those Billy nukes, but was a little bit too aggressive, and that's why he died, even after being told by his teammates to retreat. Well, essentially, Hydrocom is essentially retreat. Signal Runner did a great job being the last man standing for his team and in the game in general. Built a second Scathis, because why not? I think that's really what did Team 2. I mean, he did power stall as well, so that didn't help. But I just feel like Team 1 just prepared a little bit too quick. Not a little bit too quickly, but they prepared enough for the incoming barrages of nuclear missiles. And then, of course, they went for the west, or the BRS went for the west. And had he gone for the north, maybe he could have won it if he went that way. And maybe that's what was meant by his teammates. But still, it was still a good match. BRS, again, did a great job. I feel like that would have been the move. Of course, had these experimentals got closer in, if there wasn't even a crab here, I felt like it would have been enough to take out the P-gens. And there were PD, obviously, as well. It could have been enough. Hard to say. They did get very close, though, to be fair. So, yeah, I think if the crab wasn't there and it was just the monkey, I think it would have been enough to punch on through. But again, still multiple attacks in the west. It was very weak. Should have gone for the north as well, but, you know, hindsight and all of that. But let me know down in the comments. I think I'm going to give it to BRS for MVP. I mean, he did a very good job. Last man standing on his team. I mean, he did a great job. And I think that's all I have to say. Let me know if I'm right or wrong down in the comments. I love to read them, of course. Hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the share button, and then show it to one of your friends. Share it with your dog, your cat, your chicken, your gerbil, your hamster, your snake, your snow wolf, snow leopard, and your fox as well. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one.